Hi, Deanna.
Okay, so this is our this is the assessment of the interview that I conducted on Martel, and one of the questions it asked us was,
So the first thing on the review of the submission, 30 points for analysis of the session of what went well, what were your strengths of interviewing, and what helped you be successful in the interview.
okay, so the things that did go well, I was able to see that we utilized ORs, and the questions were open-ended. Reflective listening took place. The summary took place, and we was engaged when Marty and I spoke. I felt we were engaged in one another. Like my mind wasn't preoccupied. He was engaged in the questions and answering them. Put a lot of thought into them. So I think we communicated well in that aspect. The things we could have worked on, a few of the missed opportunities I seen watching playing the video back was there was a moment in there where I asked what it would look like, why he couldn't step away or something to that effect. And he replied with, people don't stop dying. I have no control over people who die and that, so I have to be there, and that takes away from his family. And so what I could have asked in that scenario was, you're absolutely right, you have no control over people dying, but what do you have control over? And we could have took the conversation that way, and that could have led anywhere. I mean, he could have said, well, I have control over me. And that's kind of what I wanted for him to realize, was that I can't control the outside elements that make up my environment. I can only control the way that I respond to them. So that was a missed opportunity on my part. And what was the last question?
Last question is areas that need improvement, and how will that, I don't know, because I didn't get it all in there.
Okay.
Areas that need improvement, basically.
So the areas that need improvement, I could probably, I'm gonna try to fix my hair better for the next one. But other than that, I would say I could probably listen more, or do a better job of pulling out the important information and really addressing that, because that's what I try to do when I was talking to him. I was like, okay, what am I hearing? What he's saying, all of these things and these words, but what is he really saying? So to recognize that, I think I could use a little bit of work, and that just comes with practice. I think the more you do it, the more you kind of understand of like, okay, this is what they're really getting at.
And the one thing I noticed too, Deanna, is, and I think we probably all do it, is as I was talking, I noticed a couple times when we went back and watched the tape, Beef was at a point a couple times where he wanted to interrupt because he had a thought in his mind. And I know this is social workers is going to be one of the toughest things, especially for myself.
It is tough.
That we're going to deal with, because you hear something, and my fear is in interviewing process is that I'm going to forget that moment as I'm continuing to listen. I'm going to have a tough time bringing that back, that point back. And so
yeah, because you want to, as those issues come out, you want to address it right then. But at the same time, you don't want to interrupt them, because then they lose kind of where they're going. And then, so that, yeah, definitely I need to work on that. And maybe there is, I don't know, maybe you can offer some insight on like, or maybe that's why we carry a pen and paper and we write stuff down to, okay, we're going to come back to this. So that is my critique in my, my interview. And now we're going to do Marty's and Alyssa's.
thank you.
Bye.